The United States is making a smooth transition after its elections, with President-elect Barack Obama on Wednesday selecting New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson as his Commerce Secretary.
With his breadth and depth of experience in public life, Governor Richardson is uniquely suited for this role as a leading economic diplomat for America. During his time in state government and Congress, and in two tours of duty in the cabinet, Bill has seen from just about every angle what makes our economy work and what keeps it from working better. As governor of New Mexico, Bill showed how government can act as a partner to support our businesses, helping to create 80,000 new jobs. And under his leadership, New Mexico saw the lowest unemployment rate in decades. As a former Secretary of Energy, Bill understands the steps we must take to build a new clean energy industry and create the green jobs of the 21st century. Jobs that pay well and won't be outsourced. Jobs that will help us end our dependence on foreign oil. And as a former ambassador to the United Nations, Bill brings both international stature and a deep understanding of today's global economy. He understands that the success of today's business in Detroit or Columbus often depends on whether it can sell products in places like Santiago or Shanghai. And he knows that America's reputation in the world is critical not just to our security, but to our prosperity.
Things aren't going as smoothly in Canada, where Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper is fighting an effort to replace his minority Conservative administration with an opposition-led coalition. In Thailand, flights have resumed in and out of Bangkok after anti-government forces held a week-long protest at the capital's international airport that left more than 300,000 travelers stranded. The airports opened after Thailand's constitutional court ruled Tuesday that 3 ruling coalition parties committed election fraud in the 2007 contest that brought them to power. The court's ruling banned 59 party executives from office, including the Prime Minister. In Israel, Jewish victims of the terror attacks in Mumbai, India, were buried this week, including a rabbi and his wife who were slain, leaving behind a toddler son. The 3-day siege in India's financial capital killed 171 people and wounded hundreds. Thousands of Indians held a vigil in Mumbai on Wednesday, the 1-week mark of the rampage. Many of them were calling for war with Pakistan. The only surviving gunman has told authorities that he and the other 9 attackers trained for months at a camp in Pakistan. Back in the U.S., leaders of the big 3 automakers are scheduled to return to Capitol Hill on Thursday to make another pitch for emergency loans. General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford are seeking a $34 billion aid package and are promising labor concessions and restructuring in return. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi earlier said that automakers must change their ways.
There's certain standards that we want to see. We want to see a commitment to the future. We want to see a restructuring of their approach, that they have a new business model, a new business plan. There has to be a compensation reform. It's ridiculous to ask the taxpayers to fund the shortfall of companies that are paying millions of dollars to their executives while the companies are losing billions of dollars. And so some of the standards they were self-evident in the Frank legislation, similar legislation in the Senate. And so again, the industry must show how it will innovate and prepare to take the companies into the 21st century.
In Africa, there's more turmoil in Zimbabwe, where soldiers went on a rampage Monday after they were unable to withdraw their wages from banks. The African nation also is dealing with a cholera epidemic that has killed at least 565 people and infected more than 12,500. On a lighter note, Venus and Jupiter lined up over a crescent moon above the Philippines earlier this week, providing a celestial smiley face that captivated much of Asia.